And right now, this is a little more advanced, but I'm streaming on, wow, look at this. Hi, Facebook, YouTube, 3 different Facebooks, 2 different YouTubes. It's just streaming like that right now. So we're live. Hey, everybody. Hey. This is all my people. Say hi. We're live. If you want to join the room and have a conversation with us about marketing that doesn't suck, we're finishing our round of introductions. We have so many cool guests here. I'm already learning things new. We have people with 30 plus years of experience in their trade. Shout out to Stevens Heating and Air Conditioning for being here. Thank you very much, Jennifer, for taking a moment off your office manager job to be here. Oh, by the way, Stevens Heating and Air is a mystery to you. They've been around in business for a while. And wow, you're getting free marketing. You can pay me later. It's totally fine. Right. So we're asking the question, who are you, what do you do, why do you do it? Now I'm going to put my team on the spot. Leah, you're up.
My name is Leah Balkoff. I am a licensed real estate broker and also the director of operations for real estate.
And why do you do what you do?
I do what I do because our team embodies living in a way that's in service to our clients and our communities, and that's very important for me.
Love that. Mariah.
I'm Mariah Avery. I'm a licensed real estate agent for the last almost 11 years.
And why do you keep doing it? Why are you still here?
I love making the relationships and keeping my clients as my people.
Love that. Christina.
I'm Christina Casper, part of Discover Oregon Real Estate, licensed real estate broker, and I've had my license since 2002. And I do what I do because I too love connecting with people. That is very fulfilling to me. And I love being able to find a place for my clients that when they get there, it feels like home and there's that peace that you get. And so that is what is motivating me.
I love that. Christina, I have a favor to ask you. Would you take one of those markers and write 5 letters for me on this board? They had no idea. None of these gals were prepped on this. I want you to write.
We just know.
Okay. Just write the word wealth next to these categories here. WEA.
Here?
Yeah, right there. Wealth. So you guys are going to see a little visual there of these 7 pillars of wealth. That's my giveaway. Spiritual wealth, experiential wealth, time wealth, relational wealth, health wealth, financial wealth, and legacy wealth. What we're going to talk about in marketing is ultimately why you do what you do. It falls in one of these 7 categories. That's what I believe. Is that you want these things, is my guess, right? And maybe you want multiple of them. Most people look at business like, oh, it's financial wealth, and that'll fund my health wealth, and my relational wealth, and my experiential wealth. Experiential wealth being the experiences I have in life. Time being what's the discretionary amount of time that I have. Relational wealth being like, how am I doing with my significant other, my kids, my family, my friends? Like, that matters. And if your business and how you market your business, if it hurts one of these categories of wealth, that's a problem. That's marketing that sucks, right? Like if we were to do something that boosted our financial wealth, but it took all of our time, or it costed us our physical health, that would be problematic. So we want to avoid, just being where we end up, we want to avoid the kind of marketing that would negatively or adversely affect the other categories. Best case scenario is we can find experiential wealth moments, cool life moments that we have that can add to our marketing story. Relationship building moments where I put you on the spot and I do a selfie and, thank you guys for bearing with me on that. But that actually adds to Jennifer's business or that adds to Lauren's experience. So we're trying to compound marketing. Now, I'm going to put myself on the spot here for a bit because what I'm going to share about today is, I would say, what's approaching close to 20 years now of failing forward in entrepreneurship. And so it's 12-12. I'm thinking we just spend 30 minutes talking about me and then 5 minutes talking about marketing. What do you guys think about that?
There we go.
I'm joking. That'd be a terrible way to spend our time together. I do want to help build some credibility though, in what I'm sharing with you, so you guys know I'm not just blowing smoke. And it's not that, oh, this is going to be the most grandiose, amazing marketing ideas. These are just the marketing ideas that I have to share with you on my journey of trying to make it not suck the life out of me. Because I can work really hard. I don't know about you guys. If you feel like you believe in something you do and you can work really hard, but if it feels out of alignment, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much money there is. If it doesn't feel in alignment with me, I don't want to do it. Does anyone relate with that?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things for me is like, if it's not fun, I probably won't do it for very long. And I'm being honest. I know I'm the broker for the city of Corvallis, yada, 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 nominated for Small Business Person of the Year, Entrepreneur of the Year, Advocate of the Arts, blah, 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 blah. Like all of those things happened after me being in business here for 12 years, selling real estate in this town, figuring out what not to do. It's failing forward. So I'm hoping you guys can stand on my shoulders and learn a few things. We'll start with a little video that I gave you guys the intro to, which is a sequel to the video of my, like, I'm either going to quit real estate or maybe I'll try doing music and incorporating that into it because I love music. And I was disconnected from my industry. So this video is meaningful because it represents a process for me after selling, like I said, over 500 homes in my 20s, running a property management company, doing my own flips, and every year buying and renovating and renting out a rental, and doing a lot of real estate and finding myself completely emotionally disconnected from what was actually going on in the day-to-day client experience of someone having to put the childhood home up for sale. It became a transactional process. So when I sold my house on Green Acres, I cried. I deliberated. I tried to find every possible way to keep it. And at some point, it just became clear. It needed to sell in order for that chapter to close and the next chapter to open. And so when that video went off, it went viral, not even because I had a great marketing plan, but because people just connected with the true authenticity and energy of it. I'm sure that I could have probably made it do better if I'd been more smart about social media, but I threw it out there and texted a bunch of people, and other people just shared it to other people, and it did a bunch of things. Interestingly enough, I probably spent too much money on it, but every single home that has gone on the market on Green Acres Lane, to my knowledge, since then, has called me to sell their house. So this listing is like in one of a row of like 5 homes, all my next door neighbors, some of which I had no relationship, very limited to no relationship with before this video, that have all called me over the last 4 years to sell this home. This is the most recent call I've gotten on Green Acres. And they're totally cool with me copying and pasting the old content. I'm embarrassed because we were just like warming up when we started filming this. I was like, Maze, what should we do? So you're going to see me and my daughter and our special star guests, who might even be in this room. And I think this is also important to say. We didn't really script this out. We just kind of figured it out and threw it together. And this is Mariah's very first ever kind of like performance. But can we, like, for those newbies, can we acknowledge, like, yes, I've been doing this for a little bit, but I have my 7-year-old daughter on this film.
Did you post it yesterday? Or
Yeah, it just went on the market yesterday. So sneak peek. Also, I'm trying to sell this house for $490, so it is in North Alderman. So if you want to buy.
Almost place to be.
Oh God.
Or should we do the old one? Green Acres is the place to be.
There's tanks back.
Country living is the life for me. Land stretching out so far and wide. Keep Manhattan and give me that countryside.
We forgot to
Something
do
like that,
that,
right?
So
And
we
then,
had to say it.
I'd rather be in New York for the smell of hay.
I remember
I had no idea what
small
she was doing there.
snippets of that old song when we lived just down the road from here. Oh, our guests are here.
Hi,
Hey, welcome everyone to another Door Experience. I'm your host, Tim,
I'm Maisie, and this is Savannah, and take your Tino the first.
and we have a very special experience, a trip down memory lane here on Green Acres Loop.
Didn't you promise me a knock-knock joke?
Of course, I forgot. Knock, knock.
Who's that? Who?
Are you an owl?
Woohoo! Is that a real owl?
Is there a real owl out here at Green Acres?
Oh, it's just Mariah.
Oh, of course.
Mariah!
Hey, good to see you.
Thank you guys so much for inviting me to preview this listing for my buyers.
Oh, that's right. I totally forgot we invited her out here.
Yes, and I really, really love how it's situated on the lot. The lot is huge. The house is kind of in the middle, so it gives a really big front yard and backyard.
I think they're in
It's a great location.
I think they're in for a real treat on this one.
Yeah.
What do you think? And should we roll the song for them?
Sure.
All right.
You start.
Roll.
So that's content from the old video, because I'm cheap, and I wanted to reuse it. There's a lakefront access. No one swims in the lake, but we're like, well, why don't we just get in the lake? Let's see what happens. You'll notice that we only sold the house for 5 to 10 seconds. Okay, when I provided it, everything else is just fooling around and having fun and Daisy on the tree. Like we just like what's something fun we could do out here. The house is like a flip. It needs like tons of work. There's holes in the doors. The only one thing we did was refinish the floors. Everything else is like original. The kitchen has like a slight remodel, but the deck goes nowhere. There's no doors. Is that better? That's the sludgy pond down behind us. That's Thornton Lake.
Your eyes really burning?
Oh yeah, I had Brooke had a full body rash. By the way.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us for another Door Experience. Again, I'm your host, Tim West.
Lazarus, Savannah
Good,
West,
so it worked.
and Tank West.
And I'm Mariah Avery.
And we're here to help you find your people.
And find your place. If you find these videos fun and informative, please hit like and follow us.
There you have it.
Good job,
So did it work? Are you guys wanting to follow our YouTube channel now? Are you like, oh, like Mariah did call to action. So let's just do a quick test. If you were to be like, all right, I like that video, because that's content I would want to see more of. You're sold in the house. So we can talk
Yeah,
about
I mean,
that.
it worked. I mean, you made that all look like I wanted to be there at that house on Green Acres.
How? What happened? What happened for you? Let's just go into this real time.
It was the music.
Okay.
I mean, it was just sensational when you just came out. Green Acres is a place to be. I felt like it really was a place to be. I thought, yeah, it is.
Yeah. Even though the
I
house
was
needs lots of
drawn in.
work and you know the siding's kind of a little dilapidated.
Yeah, but that didn't really show. I saw the beautiful floors.
Yeah.
I saw the nice bright kitchen. I saw the deck overlooking and all the
Yeah.
green all around it. It was good. I liked it.
So you guys like the video, like the house. Now, do me a favor, because we're in marketing. Do you guys have YouTube on your phone? If you have a YouTube app, will you pull up and just give that? If you search up Discover Real Estate online, will you go ahead and just give that YouTube a quick follow here? I told you I was going to demonstrate marketing, right? So part of what you guys have to do is you have to ask for eyeballs. If you want people to follow you, like you can post stuff and you can create great content. We can start getting subscribers on our YouTube channel, which sadly we just had to relaunch, which is why I'm asking you to follow it. If you just search Discover Place Real Estate or Discover Real Estate, I think it should pop up. There you go, you're finding it. It's tricky. You have to ask for the business. So that there's another free lesson. Will you get us back to our slideshow?
Yeah.
Okay, we're way off track. Now we're at 12.
You have to kind of use it find search doors and
Yeah. And see, if I was really smart, you know what I would have done there is done like a QR code for you to scan and then you would follow that. But so like right now I'm learning real time. Oh, I could have probably done a better job on that.
Don't worry, I'll get that made up right
Is
now.
it super warm in here for anybody? Or is it just me? Okay.
I'm warm.
You're warm?
I'm warm.
Okay, do you want to pop that open?
I'll get the QR code.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, so we're gonna do one other ad here, just since we're in a video flow, which is that was an example of a super polished video, right? Like you probably wouldn't go out there for your business. You're just starting out, so if you're not gonna go out and make a music video. But the point was it was authentic. It was real. Here's another video that's also authentic and real, and it was one of the lowest production. It's one of the lowest production Super Bowl commercials ever. No money was spent on it except for what you can see. It's a low quality selfie phone camera, and you're about to find out why. Love him or hate him, Kanye West is also one of a brilliant marketer who we could probably learn a few things from. And his business was failing, it was falling apart. It was his last Hail Mary. Maybe you're in the spot where you're like, I just need business. So he spent all of his, he borrowed a bunch of money, spent every dollar of it on a 30-second ad for the Super Bowl, and saved his business with this ad. So we'll do one more video.
Hey y'all, this Yeti, and this is my commercial. And since we spent all the money on the commercial spot, we actually didn't spend any money on the actual commercial. But the idea is, I want you to go to Yeezy.com, YEEZY.com, and I'm gonna write it at the bottom of the screen. And I got some shoes, and that's it.
$19 million he spent for that ad. Guess how many shoes he sold that day on Super Bowl? Just wild guess. From Yeezy.com. Like 34
Easy
million.
is super.
Wow.
34 million.
Oh my god.
They're like, one shoe
So-
is like
Yeah.
$500.
Yeah. So yeah, he sold like 5 shoes for $1 million. So like, okay, we could say like, well, that was marketing that sucked. Well, was it? Like, what makes it suck? I mean, if it doesn't work, then it sucks. And if it sucks the soul out of you, then it sucks. But ultimately, he made that organically, easily, and he sold a bunch of shoes. So that marketing worked. So how do we apply that? How do we apply these things? You've got this elaborate music video on one side of the scale, and you have this 30-second ad for a Super Bowl commercial on the other side of the scale. How do we apply this to you? One other thing I'm going to say, this is the ideas that come through. We talked about real estate, but really for me, marketing, learning, cutting my teeth on marketing started when I was 17 years old, and I was tasked with starting a painting business to put myself through college. I was going to Oregon State. I had just gotten my associate's degree. I transferred to Oregon State when I was 17 as a junior, and I didn't have any money. And I had to figure out how to pay for college. And there was an internship that said, hey, we'll teach you how to run a painting business. Oh, but by the way, we're not going to give you any marketing money or ads. Like, if you want the business, you do have to go find it, and we'll give you a clipboard and a lead sheet. And that was my very first marketing tool. It was a clipboard and a lead sheet, name, phone number, email, and notes. And I built $1 million painting company as a college student with that single tool. So if we just start there, grassroots, let's assume you don't have any money to spend on your business. Do you have enough money for a clipboard and maybe 2 sheets of paper, name, phone number, email, notes? As long as you have that, you have enough to build a multi-million-dollar company. As a college student, that looked like me knocking on doors. I knocked on about 10,000 doors in college. I knocked on almost every door in this town. I knocked on every door in Brownsville, twice or 3 times over again where I grew up. I knocked on every single door in Harrisburg, Oregon, every single door within the town of Tangent, which wasn't very many. And then I did a bunch. Eventually, I started knocking on doors in Eugene and started teaching people how to knock on doors in Portland. And then by the time I was 19, I had 30 different crews all over the state of Oregon, over 100 employees, and I was teaching 30 kids how to knock on their own doors and run their own painting businesses. And that resulted in me learning my passion for coaching, learning my passion for how to help someone with no money at all literally build a business from scratch. So that is the pre-foundation before real estate. I just wanted to touch on that. Because we talked a little about social media, about going live, but that was in 2009, 2010, 2011. You guys remember what was happening in 2009, 2010, 2011? Every third house had a sticker on it that was going into foreclosure. People are behind on their payments, and I'm trying to sell them on house painting. Mind you, I'm 17, 18, 19 years old. I am brace-faced, skinny jeans, long straightened hair because I was in a metal band on the weekends. Not the image of the painting contractor that you're like, oh, I want to spend, $3,000, $4,000 on a paint job. So pretty much all the odds stacked against me, yet I ran a profitable painting business, helped other people to do it with no AI, no social media. How? Nate, you're a grassroots guy.
Word of mouth.
Okay, word of mouth. People didn't know about me. I was completely a mystery. I just started in the business. No one really, I didn't have an email list. I didn't have a social media. Like, there was no way for me to get the word out.
Drop off business cards.
Drop out business cards. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what didn't work. As I love the ideas. I tried that. I don't think I've ever gotten a phone call off of a business card now in 15, 16 years of doing business.
I think what works the best is like the in-person contact, the connection you get. And
Bingo.
really you talk to them, you have a conversation
Yeah.
about it, instead of just saying like I do residential and cleaning and you explain, hey, this is
Yeah.
what I can help you look at their house and give an estimate, this is how I can help you. I'll take care of this and this and this and that, and you make a list. And right now that they feel taken care of right
Yeah.
away. So I think it's that human connection, because the rest is very like distant, like.
So human connection is critical, but mind you, I'm also talking to people that are busy, right? They're not looking for another friend.
Well,
So-
but that's the whole point.
Yeah.
They are busy and they don't have time. Yeah, I
Yeah.
have some painting stuff. I'll deal with it later. I'll deal with it later. Well, here's a hit right in front of me. That's it. Okay.
Yeah.
Get hired.
So I will say that the biggest thing that I learned in that process of grassroots marketing and knocking on 10,000 doors was how important it was to come from contribution quickly. If I just gave them a card and it's about me, I hate calling me back. If I just make a connection and I'm trying to get to know them, it's still about me. But if I walk up to their door and say, hey, I'm in the neighborhood, I'm offering free estimates. This is literally my script. And oh, by the way, I noticed that your fascia board was flaking out front. Could I have provided a free estimate for what it would be to get that taken care of? Oh, no, I'm too busy for that. Oh, okay, well, here's my concern. If you don't take care of that now, it could cost you more money down the road, and I'm worried about it getting dry rotted in. Would it be okay if I just provided you a free estimate so we could figure out how to take care of that? Well, it's just a paint job now and not a reside job later. Would that be valuable to you to have that number for planning purposes? So I found a way to get in and teach other people how to do that. I just did that over and over. It just basically hammered and found any kind of thing. We didn't paint any homes that year because people wanted to change the color of their home. We painted homes because people needed to paint their house, and if they didn't, it was going to cost them more down the road. And that was it. It was simply a trade-off of this is going to cost you financial wealth, and it's going to cost you time wealth if you wait. We built the urgency, and then we happened to be there with a simple, easy solution for a quick free estimate. And that one script,
Identify and solve the problem.
we identified the problem, we exploded the problem, we identified the solution, and then we exploded the solution, and then we closed the deal. And we do present estimates on spot. I use that process for marketing and sales to close over 400 paint jobs in college. How are you guys doing on temperature? Are we cold now? Okay. Here's what we found about temperature, by the way. When you're doing presentations, if you're warm, if you're too hot, everyone complains. If you're too cold, then a few people complain. So it's like, if we're gonna err on one side or the other. If you're hot, you complain about everything. If you're cold, you only complain about one thing, temperature. So, yeah, no, that's all right, Steve. That's all right, Tracy. So, if we could find the sweet spot, you guys, in 30 minutes, Cody Wilmer will show up here any minute, by the way. I'm gonna use him for a prop. So if he shows up, let him make sure he knows where he's going. If we could find the sweet spot between like marketing that doesn't cost a bunch of money, but also marketing that fills the card, would that be helpful for you guys? You can go through some examples. I want to create some definitions. So first of all, like in your mind, when I say marketing, like what even is it? We're gonna start there. What is marketing? Don't look at the screen. But like, if you had to define it, I wonder what this looks like over here.
We're keeping track.
Okay. Anyone want to care to volunteer a definition?
Well, you're going to market and you're doing anything.
Okay, going to the marketplace. Marketing.
You're creating a market.
Or you're creating a market. You're identifying a market. You are telling something to a market. In 2 words, I would say marketing is storytelling. And the story is, what do I need and what do you have to solve it, and how do these things work together? From a business standpoint, if we were to draw like a funnel, the marketing is the first door that someone walks through in the journey of getting to know you in your product or service experience. So pretty much everyone here has service-based businesses, right? And that service-based business has a lifetime, it's a continuum. And so when you talk about marketing that doesn't suck, we're talking about what is the way what's the doorway that they're gonna walk through in order to get to know you. And ideally, marketing leads to sales. So marketing is door number one. And they walk through that door, and the purpose of marketing in our world, for example, in real estate, the purpose of marketing is to set an appointment, to get face-to-face so I can have a conversation with someone about their real estate goals. I'm not gonna sell them in marketing on doing business with me. I'm gonna sell them on meeting with me to interview with me. So when you're marketing, what you're selling is time to spend for an interview. And that's really important because when we talk about come from contribution, Tank just wandering, I'm sitting amok. So like I'll market Tank because people want to come meet with me because they want to see my dog, right? But Tank's not gonna like, I love him. Oh, there's even a toy here for him. I love Tank, but no one's gonna hire me to be the real estate professional just because they came and met with me because of Tank, right? There has to be a value beyond that. So the reason why I wanted to connect those dots is because I know, I'm so sorry, dude. If you sit and you wait, maybe at the end. Wouldn't it be cool though if your marketing, if the way you marketed would make your selling easier, right? So by the time that they walk through the door and they get to meet you, they're feeling even like they've already kind of made the decision. Oh yeah, we're gonna have students come do an HVAC estimate for us. But like we saw the ad of the happy family that was like looking at their bill and was like, wow, look at all the savings. And takes all their jackets off going through the door and they're like happy in their home, that like they already felt the warmth and connection. They already felt something before they even came to the house, right? So marketing can move you closer to a sale if it doesn't suck. Or maybe it just gets you a meeting and then you got to do all that work in person. I think that it's really important that you guys think about who you're marketing to. So if we're going to talk about takeaways from today, it's number one, figure out why you're even doing this and how you tell that story. Number two, figure out who do you actually want to work with. Because defining this target market for you, I mean, I think Christine, you've done an amazing job at this. Being like, hey, I just have 24 families. Like there's just a very small pie chart I need to carve out. And every single day, I'm just going to make a step towards connecting to that group. Right, like one of those people. That means
You can be one of my 24 families.
yeah, well, look at that. Oh my gosh, special ad. Boom, boom, boom. Have you ever considered how valuable it would be to have 20 years of real estate experience backing up your transactional process? Well, look no further than Christina Casper, Salem local, Oregon resident, and someone who really deeply cares about helping you find your place. I think I did that in 8 seconds too. We haven't even lost their attention. We're here for all day for free. Your unique value proposition is going to combine with that. So can I pick on you for a moment?
Pick on me.
Okay. What makes you different? There's lots of different HVAC people. Why you?
That's a great question. We're a family-owned business. I don't know, I have a lot of generic answers.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine if they're generic. Let's hear them all. So family-owned business.
We're a third generation family-owned business.
Okay.
We have the youngest generation is a female in the HVAC industry. She's gonna turn out as a journeyman this spring. That's unique.
That's very
I've
cool.
been there for 30 years.
Well, it sounds like you guys care.
Yeah, we care about people and we consider our clients our family. We've taken care of some people for multiple generations, so.
I don't know about you guys, but in 8 seconds, I'm feeling way more inclined to do business with you based on that that quick definition.
Just personal.
Also, yeah, they've come out and
It
like
feels
saved the day at our store.
So then you're.
Same landlord.
So do you understand that your this is an important designation. Do you understand that your unique value proposition is one that is literally a collection of stories, right? Like, so when you think about that, it's not like, oh, we're the best price in town, right? Like that's not your unique value. That may not be your unique value proposition. So don't try to make it that. But it's like, hey, not only do we do a good job, we've been doing a good job for 3 generations, and we believe in family-owned business. So when you do business with us, you're going to have the financial. I want you guys to turn over to our wealth building categories. When you think about your unique value proposition, I want you to think about the 7 pillars of wealth in your life. And you think about what kind of relational wealth is developed when you do business with a third generation family company. That's powerful relational wealth that I'm delving into, right?
I would even double down on that. The fact that you've been there 30 years speaks a lot about that company. And like the fact that your mom worked there speaks a lot about that company. Like they obviously care about their people. So if you're their people, they're going to care for you.
Well, we are a family. I mean,
Yeah.
if my car breaks down in the middle of nowhere, I'm calling my boss. Like, that's what I do.
Well, and the fact that they care that much about their employees shows that they care that much about what they do with their work.
Yeah. And yeah, it's a very old-fashioned business ethic that I don't think exists a lot anymore.
I'm sold. Yeah,
Me
let's
too.
be we're like, hey, let's add that to our vendor list. For real, you just told me on your business.
Yeah.
This is real-time marketing happening. And so what you did is see how that storytelling, right? That storytelling is gonna buy you a referral. And then that referral is gonna buy you a sales opportunity.
Gotcha.
Right, where then you guys can go and estimate an HVAC for one of our clients. So you guys are seeing marketing happening real time right now. The way that you tell your stories, how you guys all started off this presentation saying, here's my why, right? Here's what I do, here's who I am, here's what I do, here's why I do it. That was your marketing moment. And your ability to then get super clear on that, like rehearse it like it's your elevator speech and find all the different mediums to deliver that story every time you're at a chamber meeting, every single time that you're in an appointment, every time you jump on Facebook Live. Hey everybody, Tim here, real estate professional, looking to help you find your place. I believe in facilitating the discovery of community, legacy, and adventure, and today we're on an adventure. I'm incepting mission all the time. Mission, mission, mission. I'm literally telling the story so much that people will come to associate me, not with what I do, but with why I do it, and that'll be powerful. Speaking of family businesses, Cody, we have you're the last to arrive, no problem at all. We just learned about a 30-year family business and the value of 30. We're talking about unique value proposition.
Yeah.
Can you tell us all, who are you, what do you do, and why do you do it?
Sorry I'm late. Told Tim I'd come by the last little bit, but Cody Muller Properties. I've been around for a while. Just kind of the black sheep down here for my family business. Speaking of, I'm in Hillsborough area, but I've been down here for 20 some odd years and been in real estate for 22. So yeah.
And your family, you have your whole family in the business.
All in real estate. Yep. My dad just the year before me, and then my sister, my cousin, my dad's wife, all in the business. Yeah.
So to catch you up, yeah, marketing, and we're all collaboration, so we're a highly collaborative model, but I'm gonna give you guys an example. So for us, when I say marketing, like we just talked about that great marketing moment where you sold me on why I should now meet with you and have you come and quote my client's HVAC, right? Then the thing we're not gonna talk about today is sales, but just to give you guys a window, I'll pass these around. These are examples of the selling experiences in our world, right? So if someone wants to sell a house, they're gonna get this selling experience. We're just trying to create 20 minutes to an hour to be able to go through the selling experience. If they wanna buy a house, this is our buying experience. We're trying to sell them on, hey, here's why you should come and sit down with me for a complimentary buyer consult, and we'll go through your buying goals. And then the last one is a career opportunities guide. Here, what do you think golf race this year? And you're there. And you got tank, I get to. So these are basically going through, hey, here's the 3 different ways to engage with our brokerage, why you should do it. No, those are all yours.
Oh, those are all yours.
So marketing is how do we storytell in a manner that inspires you to spend 30 minutes to an hour to invest into interviewing me to do the job for you on the selling, buying, or the career opportunity, right? And so that starts with me defining, are you a client for me? Are you the kind of person I want to work with? Do you live where I want to work? Do you have goals? Are you pre-approved, right? Can you even afford my services? So there's some pre-qualification that happens within marketing, which is why it's a funnel. You're not going to get every person. You've got to tell the story wide enough so that you can have a wide enough pool. All right, I'm going to get some more audience engagement here. We started with why. The why has to flow through you to your target market, and then we're going to end with some tools. So what are some tangible things? How do I actually do this? I talked a little bit about this wealth framework, but I want you guys to think about combining these pillars with your target market. So for you, if you're someone who says, well, I know when I think about wealth, I know I really value health wealth. Well, wouldn't it make sense then to find other clients that value health wealth, right? Even if you're like Emily, you're cleaning houses.
Yeah.
But I also know you to be someone who values health.
Yes.
So that probably is gonna feed into your unique value proposition, isn't it? Like, what kind of products do you use when you clean homes?
Biodegradable and kind of like
Health conscious products, okay. So I'm not like, to the untrained eye, I'm calling Emily because I want to clean my house, so I'm looking for the best deal, but that's not necessarily the case. What if I'm looking to make a financial decision that's also a health conscious decision? It's also a relationally conscious decision, like what kind of person I have in my home, right? Cleaning around, maybe I'm there, I like hanging out with you. It's also a time conscious decision. I'm gonna have to leave my house. How long is this gonna take? Is this gonna save me time, right? Or am I gonna have to babysit it? That's also an experiential wealth building thing, right? Like what can I do with my time when I'm not doing my house?
Right. And a lot of people find value in being able to work on their business that brings them even more money. And so the cleaning of the house actually gives them more money.
Yeah.
They were doing that.
Exactly. So it's an opportunity cost. So I want to give you guys some tangibleness and like, okay, how are you defining your unique value proposition as it relates to the way that you want to build wealth in your lives and the way that you want to synergize with other people? And so maybe you could just take a moment and just kind of think right now, like, what are the category, what are the ways in which my business, as it stands today, without any additional change, contributes to these categories of wealth in people's lives? And how can I change the way I'm talking about that so that I draw those connections more? And I thought you did a really good job with that, because you told us about how a service that could potentially help save me money on, you know, my energy bill would also be a way for me to invest into a legacy of a business that's being passed down generation to generation.
Yeah.
That's really special. That, to me, that fills the big pillar here for me is spiritual. That's just my experience. I think we're spiritual beings having a temporary physical experience. But when you tap into something, one of the greatest Super Bowl commercials of all time, which, you know, if you were to go off of like ratings or whatever, didn't happen this last weekend. It was all the way back in the 1980s when Steve Jobs went all in on Apple, right? And he presented the personal computer for the first time to the open market as the product to take down the big guy. Apple was famous for this, right? They would provide products that would provide experiential wealth to people that would promise to give them back time. You know, that would promise to be affordable to the everyday person. But what was Apple's ultimate marketing superpower? They found a way to almost create a spiritual undertone to their products by saying, like, you're a part of the Rebel Alliance when you buy Apple. You're taking down the big bad IBM. And if we had more time, I'd play the ad, but that'd be your homework assignment, is go back and look at Apple's first ad in the Super Bowl and how they created IBM as like the Darth Sidious, right? And they created they created this experience where it was like light versus dark. Not that I advise you guys all to do that for your businesses, but just know that part of Apple's success was almost creating a spiritual connection to their product. And I think that we can all do that in a small way with our businesses. One call to action that I want to give all of you, the single most powerful marketing thing that I think you could do is to consider advertising some element of donation with every single process, service, or transaction that you sell. And it could start with as simple as what I call the 1% pledge. Hey, for 1% of every piece of business you do from us, we contribute to X costs. We're about ending homelessness. We're about supporting impoverished youth. We're about ending generational poverty, right? And in fact, you could even just, like, there's a great nonprofit represented here. You'd be like, you know what? We just adopted the Boys and Girls Club. 1% of every transaction that we close, we send 1% of that to the Boys and Girls Club. We are a semi-profit organization. And I think that is a movement in marketing that can then graft in these legacy wealth building elements into your branding, into your storytelling, these spiritual elements, these relational elements, that then cause your marketing to not suck, to not suck the life out of your soul, to not feel like when you go and meet with somebody, you're like, okay, I need something from you, because you're really being a go-giver. All right, we're down to our last 10 minutes. Let's get to some tactical. Anyone care to volunteer when you look at that list? Like, what's the one thing that motivates you most when you think about wealth building? Be vulnerable.
Well, anything is spiritual for me.
Yeah.
So that's the big thing.
That's why we put it on the
If
top,
you keep
yeah.
going down
Yeah.
and deeper and deeper into the why, it gets down to that.
And that's why I really think that as a business community, we have a really amazing call to action to change culture of business by being more public around how we give from gross. Everyone gives something from profit, but I think if you can find a way to say, hey, how could I increase my prices by 1%? Pass this on to the consumer, but get them connected to my why. I'll tell you guys a story. The business between painting and real estate. It was when I was, again, having that music video moment where I was like, we've got to create a business that like could actually be like a semi-prop, like a benefit corp. And so my buddies and I were trying to employ our painters and through the winter, and we decided to start a business hanging up Christmas lights and taking them down. Same marketing, by the way, knocking on doors, exact same playbook, but we just added one little ingredient, and that was that we were going to donate 10% of the gross income of every job we sold towards ending human trafficking or drilling wells in Africa. You choose. So we gave the client a choice, which cause do you want us to give to? And right as soon as we book the job, we'll write the check for 10%. We literally write it out of the deposit. They give us a deposit for 25% of the job, and 10% would go right to the charity. And so they got to be involved in that. That was like our rite of passage doing business. That business, I ended up giving it away to my business partner in the spirit of that business. And it's still in operation to this day. It added on a cleaning wing. For the last 12 years, they have been donating 10% of gross income from their sales, gross, towards local causes that matter to them. And I share that to say it actually can work. We're seeing companies do this all over the place. So there's my one big idea that I'm gonna throw out to you, is to say the marketing that doesn't suck is going to be marketing that ties to a cause, to really the wealth building that you want to leave behind. Think about where you could start. And maybe it's not a percentage. Maybe it's say, hey, for every deal we close, we get a bed in someone's room or whatever. Right now, if you had to just do like a synopsis, how often right now do you feel like your marketing really connects to your story? Does anyone have any good success stories right now where they feel like, oh, I'm doing a really good job at this? Is this all something we can all improve on?
Ours is something we can track.
Yeah.
Like my bosses always we support our community.
Yeah.
So we buy an animal from 4-H every year. We
Yeah.
support we sponsor the high school sports teams. We don't really.
You're not like trying to figure out like, how does that actually connect to more business, right?
Just help the community.
Yeah, I love that. And I think that for you guys, just being more vocal on telling that story could just be so powerful, right? Mm-hmm. So like you're doing the work to do that. And then I think because you know the more business you get, the more that you can give, then you can just stop being bashful about telling that story. Shout it from the rooftops, do some lives like we're doing right now.
I think that like for me, it's always been this like, oh, you don't show everybody all the good things you're doing.
Yeah.
Personally about it. And so like, I guess, but there's a difference when you're saying, hey, this is something that we're doing, and by supporting us, you're contributing to that.
Exactly.
And so like, I guess in my personal life, I can hold that. But maybe in my business, it's appropriate to invite people into that.
Yeah.
Because that has been feeling icky to me.
Yeah.
Because we've been wanting to do these things, and I'm like, oh, I don't know how we should. And Joseph's like, hey, let's do it. Like they can pick which one, and I'm like, oh, that doesn't feel right. Because then what if one doesn't get picked as much? And I'm like, oh, I gotta be fair. I used to be a kindergarten teacher, so but I think that makes more sense to me. It doesn't have to be about like my personal charity can still exist, and I don't have to advertise that. But like my professional work that's also supporting something others can participate in.
Yeah, totally. So you're asking them to partner with you in wealth building. You're not asking them to give you wealth.
Yeah.
And you're not volunteering for wealth.
Yeah.
Right? But what you're doing is
brain shift for me.
building that. When you build that synergy, it's magic. Like that's really marketing that doesn't suck. Is like marketing that's magic. Like you just have this experience. You're like, oh my God, I'm just caught up in the moment. Right? Like there's a magical element that we're trying to ascertain here that could actually be fun, right? They could actually be like, I'm excited to go and tell this story to someone of what this transaction did for this family. And like, I'm pumped to brag about it because I know that if I can do it again, I get to drill another well. Like I know it costs $8,000 to drill a well that changes the lives for hundreds of people in Uganda right now, $8,000. And if that means like, whether your average contribution to that is $8 per cleaning, well then great, 1,000 cleanings and you get a well. So be one of those 1,000 cleanings. Like however you want to piece the economics, tie your business goal to something that matters more than your business. Build a legacy with your marketing. That's my call to action to you guys. And that then becomes a part of your unique value proposition. You lace that into your unique value proposition. Your work becomes more meaningful because then you're not just cleaning houses, you're actually drilling wells in a roundabout way. Like you're a well driller. I don't know if you guys know this, but I am actually a well driller. Like I didn't get to this, but if I was going to give you guys my philanthropy intro, like my name's Tim. I end homelessness. I drill wells and I get people out of slavery. That's what I do for a living. And I just happen to be in the real estate business and I ride that train to accomplish those goals. That's my unique value proposition. And I could keep going on that. So there's going to be 10 things that are going to actually grow your business. Number one, you're going to get radical clarity on who you serve. That includes your nonprofit. I'm going to ask you guys to mark your calendars for July 18th. We're going to throw a party. We're going to call it Party to Save the World. At this event, we're going to ask any for-profit company that wants to be a sponsor. Their sponsorship includes them paying the access for their nonprofit of choice. So you're going to walk into this event, and on this side, it's going to be a bunch of for-profit companies trying to get your business. And right across from them is going to be the nonprofit that they've chose to adopt and bring along and serve to get you to give to those organizations. We are going to create a giving engine in our community. It can start with the people in this room. It can start with $1 per cleaning. That can be enough to supercharge that energy and magic into your business. You're going to get clear on your value proposition. That's going to be, what's the cause? What is this wealth building experience that you are going to be interjecting with? I'm going to challenge you guys to connect with your deeper why. And then think about what you guys have done in this room right now is building relational wealth. You guys did a really good job of that already today. Look at that. We have 5 minutes left, and you guys have already walked through this room. Referrals were potentially exchanged. We'll probably find a way to do like an email thread or something here, Leah, like to be like, hey, here's everybody's contact. But you're going to build relational wealth just by investing the hour and a half to spend together. So thank you, by the way, for your time. And then you're going to increase frequency of touch points if you tell your story more often. We just got to learn from Melissa that she just started a business. I hope we get to see her, Tracy, at the next Chamber of Commerce because I want to hear about her first client. I want to hear about her next client. I want you to bring me along your entrepreneurial journey with you. That's only going to happen if I see you every so often, Melissa. So I hope you come to the Chamber. Okay, great. And then when you create clear buying opportunities, I pass those around, but you guys got to think about the next step. When someone says, all right, Elaine, like I'm down to do business with you. Like, show me what it looks like. You're going to show up to the house. What does that buying opportunity look like? Get clear on what your guys' appointment or your conversion experience is, and make it something that's more than a phone call. Right? Make that an experience.
I have something.
Yeah.
What was your name?
Nate.
Nate. I have a client that literally asked me before I came here if I could refer a mover shopper.
Yeah, sure.
And I told her that I don't normally refer movers because 7 times out of 10, they're not great. So if I said that to you, how would you?
Yeah, well, I think our reputation online speaks for itself. One thing I say is, reputation is important for every type of business out there. We all here, knowing our reputation is important, especially for a local community like ours. Reputation goes a lot further because of the word of mouth and the everybody wanting to kind of support each other. The referrals go a long ways and is a big part of this business community. But I'd go a step further and say that even people do a lot of energy and for the research and what moving companies and services are out there and what's best for them. Just the lack of frequency that anyone hires a moving company or meets a moving company, it's a lot less often than where you would go out to eat for a Friday night or even where you get your plumbing services done too. So it's just a big part of your life. Most people maybe only move a couple times in their lives or maybe once every few years potentially. So the amount of research that goes into it is important. It's a big part of the decision-making process. So people can look at a reputation online, really read the very emphatic reviews that are on our website there.
I love that. And what's happening right now is my final slide I want to leave with you guys, which is what's your next step here? And one great example of the next step is get together and role play your guys' businesses with each other. Role play your marketing approach, role play your sales approach. You're gonna get better by testing this out. We got to see some people testing out their marketing in this room and what worked and maybe some of what didn't, but what is building towards working. And my challenge to you guys, here's just 20 ideas for under $20. So you can take a picture, we can send it out. There's nothing that is groundbreaking about any of this unless you bring the groundbreaking energy. The thing that was groundbreaking that I shared about today is just Simon Sinek's classic call to action, which is to start with why. Get super clear about that why and that value proposition. Then these ideas will actually have some gumption. When you go and knock on doors and you say, hey, listen, I'm trying to drill a well in Uganda and I'd like to clean your house. You knock on 25 doors, you're going to get some clients. Then that 25 door knocking isn't like, hey, do you want me to clean your house, right? Like, but it actually does something. There's a couple ideas here that I'm just going to throw out that are commonly missed opportunities that I see. Now, this is a real estate thing, so you can skip this or come up with your own version of that. But think about for you guys on the lending side, like you might not have a client who actively needs a loan today, but how can you provide value to them on the journey of their commercial building? Provide a weekly or regularly informative approach to the market so that you are branding yourself as the market experts on what's happening with absorption rates in commercial lending. I'd like to know what's happening with building values. I'd like to know what inventory is on the commercial rates. I would love to see someone who could provide that report to me specifically for commercial. If they're showing up and providing that value, that is a way to come from contribution and build a relationship. Hey, love to meet with you and show you the latest commercial market update. Cool, dissect it for me. Give me the cliff notes. I don't want to read it. I want to meet with you, have coffee, and maybe you could come up with something for that. That's my request to you guys. I think that if there's just to wrap up here, guys, because we're out of time. We didn't talk about client acquisition. That'll have to be a whole nother talk. But I think part of the journey for all of us as business owners is to define what is a client worth to us. What are we willing to pay in time or money to get that? And then to figure out how we want to repeat that, drive that cost down. But if you guys could just walk away with one thing today, knowing there's no silver bullet, but at the very minimum, if you could bring some joy and some charisma into the work you do, if you could have some fun with this, then consistency doesn't seem so unattainable. You go to most marketing and sales things are like, work harder, do more lead gen, make more calls, go more, work. That's it. You got to grind it out, right? You talk to Gary Vaynerchuk, it's like just grind it out more. And I'm like, well, how about not? Like, what about just like flow? What if you could just like make it more fun so that you look forward to doing it? I would leave you with that truly for us as a business, like we're going to just keep facilitating community, legacy, and adventure. And I have fun doing that. That's why I'm here talking to you guys about this, because I wanted to facilitate community. I wanted to invest into the legacy of your businesses, and I wanted to play some stupid videos to make your life a little better today. Okay. And like, what's going to make this suck for you all is if your marketing is misaligned, if it's inconsistent, if it's confusing, and it is not connecting to a deeper why. This is how marketing sucks, and how it doesn't suck is if it's clear. Who are you? What do you do? Why do you do it? If it is connection based, and then it's consistent, showing up all the time. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a wrap. So there's 3 things for you to do before you go, and I really appreciate your time. Does anyone care to share 1 or 2 takeaways in the last 60 seconds here from today? Volunteer.
Well, I like the idea of the donations, but I put it kind of different spin on it because my services, there's a lot of people that really, really need help with that, but can't afford it. And so I thought, how can I find a way to maybe create a fund or something where I take some of the money that I get from the more wealthier clients and put it into a fund so that I can sponsor another person who might not be able to quite afford my services.
I love that. I have one additional favor to ask on that note. I want to know what you guys do. If you come up with a brilliant idea, please text me. Like, hey, this worked for me. If you guys will all pull out your phones just to give me a little feedback here. Will you all scan this QR code and see what happens with your phones? Because what I've decided to do is use this marketing class to sell you guys on my book launch team.
Yeah.
to have you guys go on there and buy my book for $1 when it goes live. I'm giving it all to you for $1. Also, if anyone is interested in the Oregon Business Conference happening tomorrow and Friday, I have a few free tickets left for a whole entire seminar on great marketing and learning from people that are way smarter than me. There's someone who's on socials who has 2 billion views on their business. And if you guys would do me a favor and just scan this before you go, that'd be awesome. That's a wrap. It's after 1 o'clock. Thank you guys very much.
Our business card, thank you.
Oh, it's still live.
Trying to recognize.